Just been trying to make a video, but every time I try to make it, nothing comes to me to say. I talk about what I'm doing in Taiwan, emergency preparations I'm taking in case an earthquake happens here, stuff that's happening in Japan. I guess I can talk about the lack of information the Japanese people are getting from the government, the cover-up, which looks like a cover-up taking place with regard to the United States. And the news that you get from one source, for example, the YouTube source, compared with, for example, the CNN source is just ridiculous. I don't know if that has anything to do with the fact that, you know, the U.S. corporation that built company that built the reactors in Japan is a U.S. corporation in conjunction with a Japanese corporation, or if it has to do with the fact that the Japanese government just decides that has realized that it really doesn't matter. They give the Japanese people more information. What's it going to do? Tell them that it's really bad, but you should run for the exits. There are no exits. The exits are blocked. We're 17 million people in Tokyo going to go. So, yeah, should the people be hearing the whole story, what's really going on? Should the people be hearing the truth? Probably. But the people gave up, in a sense. They gave up the right to decide what information they get when they gave their votes to politicians, when they told the politicians, just do it for me. I don't want to be involved. Just do it for me, please. Don't tell me what's going on. The politicians are just saying, hey, this is what you wanted me to do. You wanted me to tell you everything's okay. We'll handle these things. Go back home. Stay indoors. Seal up your windows. And I guess that's it. So I've been paying a lot of attention to the situation in Japan. And I see it as extremely dire. You know, what do I see? I see pretty much Japan out of the picture for quite some time. Yeah, I see Japan out of the picture for quite some time. And I see that the governments, major media outlets, have realized that it is extremely dire, and they've started backing off on the reporting of what's actually happening with regard to the nuclear power plants, the nuclear reactors. The spent fuel rods have mostly been exposed. The radiological radiation contamination that is underway in Japan. And I guess you can talk about the Gulf Stream winds that are heading toward the west coast of North America. So what that means with regard to massive amounts of radiation entering the Gulf Stream and being carried over to North America, I'm not sure. Internet news media says that people are stocking up on potassium iodine, and but they're all sold out already. I think in the United States they're all sold out. And but hey, you know, you can kind of look at this as a boost to the U.S. economy, in a sense, because let's say that the radiation does do well. Of course, it's, you know, it's a problem in Japan, but even if it gets in the Gulf Stream, gets over to the United States and causes people to be ill, well, from the pharmaceuticals point of view and from the accounting office in the United States, health issues actually increase the gross domestic product. So people being ill in the United States is actually a boost to the U.S. economy. I mean, when everything's about economics in the United States, and that's what everything is about in this world. It's about keeping the economy going, growth. the money placed in front of everything. Disasters like this are economic opportunities, and that's what you've seen on the TV. Actually, my first thing that went through my mind was that, hey, this is a good economic opportunity for Taiwan. So I can't say I stand out of the crowd tremendously. That was the first thing. Yep, first thing that went through my mind. Tsunami in Japan. That'll take out some key industries for a while. Taiwan's competitor with Japan. And that will be a good thing, boost to Taiwan's economy. Actually, I didn't really quite think it through, because when you look at downstream suppliers, upstream suppliers, actually it will be a temporary downturn for Taiwan's economy, but then probably be an upswing. So even I, just see things in economic terms at first. So I've been spending 3 or 4 days looking at what's happening in Japan. In a sense, it's like voyeurism, because I want to see if I can experience some of the excitement, I guess. But no, not really any experience there. No feelings, no emotions whatsoever. In fact, I was watching a Hollywood movie. It's just as dramatic. Look at 2012. That probably got a reaction out of me. The movie 2012. But seeing the tsunami, covering cities, I guess it was no reaction. But that's pretty amazing force of nature, and if you look at it, that's basically like nothing. That's really, that's like blowing out a candle as far as nature is concerned, as far as the earth is concerned. It was just a 9 earthquake, and not a huge tsunami, just 10 meters high. Well, I mean, it wasn't even 10 meters high, because what happens is, it's just starts out as a kind of a ripple, a small wave, and as it moves into shore, because the water gets shallower, so that water has to go somewhere, so it builds up into a wave and just takes out everything in its path. And what's cool about that, as far as I see from nature's perspective, ocean's perspective, is that was kind of like not even a ripple, a drop in the bucket, compared to I imagine what Earth, nature, sea is capable of. And so certainly unfortunate for the Japanese people, and perhaps unfortunate for the entire world. Yeah, what can you say? How do you prepare for disasters? I don't want to seem cold here, and not caring, because I do care about Earth and about the animals, the plants and the animals and nature. I do care about them. So trees, I do care about them. With regard to human beings, well, we should start caring about them too. I mean, perhaps if we cared about nature, nature would care about us more. Perhaps if we stopped chasing money and living in fantasy worlds as though our little reality is the only reality that counts, and the hundreds and millions of people starving every day, slave labor, child prostitution, etc., doesn't really exist. Well, I mean, isn't it kind of the same thing? I mean, from not to be any point single out Japan, but I mean, it can be any country in the world. From, let's say, my perspective or Japanese perspectives, they see child prostitution, child slavery. I mean, Japanese themselves are probably some of the most ingrained as slaves. I mean, they're just slaves, working 10, 14 hours a day for what? Just all for capitalism, for money. It's a total brainwashed society. Our entire world, everyone's brainwashed and thinking that this is the way life is supposed to be. We're supposed to just work, work, work. And our success, measured by ourselves and measured by those around us, is simply a number, a figure. It's not even in reality. It's only on a computer screen, on the books. It's a figure. It says, I'm 1 million. $1 million, 1 million yen, whatever it be. And then you feel that much success. How much money you have, that's how much success you feel, one feels. And that's how much people adore you, me, based on what they see we have in terms of that single number. So this is what I really want to say. What I really want to say is Earth is going through some changes. Humanity is going through some changes. And what to expect? I'm not a prophet, but if I had to look at things historically, events historically, it's quite easy to predict what to expect because you just follow the trend line. And the trend line is a downward trend. So go from good times, we'd be going bad times, bad times, bad times, degradation, destruction of nature, mass destruction of life on Earth, in the oceans, more starvation, just getting more, it's not getting better, just follow the trend line. More suffering, again, it's a simple trend line. There's no predictions here. 2012, what is 2012? It's a date, it's a number. I'm sure the suffering will continue after 2012. So that's what I really wanted to say. And I guess I should be saying these things to myself. Focus on myself. Realize that what we've accepted as human beings living on this planet is just unacceptable. And Earth, just as the plants, animals, nature are alive, Earth is a being, one with us also. We are of Earth. We are of everything that exists here. So if I consider myself life, aside from the system, if I consider myself life, why would I not consider Earth, that which I came from? That which I came from. Why would I not consider the sun, that which sustains me? Air, sea, the ocean, these things that sustain me, these things that without which I would not exist here as life. Why would I consider them anything less than I wouldn't consider them anything less than I. In fact, I would consider them less than them. Consider me to be less than them. Correction there. Why? Because I have ignored them. Have I tried to speak to Earth? Have I tried to communicate with Earth? Have I tried to communicate with the sun? Simply because I can't doesn't mean that these entities are not aware. It's my problem, not their problem. So, yeah, this is what I want to say. Earth, sun, nature is, from my perspective, just as this is of Earth, assisting me, us, as human beings, to change, to start realizing that I am not this consciousness personality that I've come to believe I am. I'm not consciousness. I am one and the same as all that's here, as Earth, sun, nature, dolphins. Yeah. Dolphins, fish, whales, turtles, bugs, bacteria, viruses, etc. We're one and the same. So, what do I see this Japanese catastrophe as? I see it as just a continuation of the trend, and the trend line is going down. So too, that means the continuations, the catastrophes, the disasters will, according to the trend line, common sense, just follow the trend line. There's no predictions here. Continue. Suffering will continue to get worse. Disasters will continue to get worse. So what do I do about this? Well, that which I'm doing right now. Working on stopping the beliefs, stopping the definitions of the mind, stopping participation within and as that which is not real, that which happens in the mind. It's not real. What is real is the physical. Earth, plants, animals. The physical being is real. Not the one you pray to. Because it's in the mind. So, from my perspective, that's what I'm doing. And it's, I don't know, going fast, going slow. What is fast and what is slow? I don't really know. It's going. I'm speaking about it. But that's what I'm working on. Changing myself from the perspective of not existing as imagination and walking toward existing as a physical being in the physical, in, as, and of the physical, as life. As all life, in equality, as one with all life. Am I there yet? Where is there? I don't know. Now, I still spend a lot of time in the mind. But that's my course of action. That's my course of action with regards to what is going on, what's going to go on, what has been going on as Earth. Change myself so that I can assist others to change. Change myself, I change everyone. Change myself, I change my entire world. Change myself, I change the entire world. each and every one of us changes ourselves to no longer accept and allow, no longer participate in the bullshit that we've been participating in the total disregard for life. Total disregard for life in favor of what? Fantasy. Fantasy. If it happens in the mind, it's not real. So that relationship some have with that special guy up in the sky, where does it happen? It happens in the mind. It's not real. What is real? That which we can touch. The physical, earth, nature, bacteria, viruses. Are we any better than them? No. Break it all down. It's, again, common sense, scientific. Even the scientists ought to be able to comprehend this. When you break things down, matter down to the smallest particle, it doesn't matter whether it's a stone or whether it's from a human being. You'll see that it's exactly the same. So life is made up of exactly the same particles. Therefore, it stands to reason that we are one and equal, because there is no separation. Everything's connected. We are one and equal to all that is here in the physical. Now all we need to do is stop separating ourselves as that of the mind over the physical and start living here in the physical. That's my perspective of 22 minutes from what I'm doing. Thanks.